Do you know a single video can get you all the requirements you need to qualify for the YouTube Partnership Program? That is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, a single video. I was in a webinar of one of the top creators, content creators on YouTube, and he said a single video made him over 15,000 subscribers. And if he could be able to make 10,000 or 15,000 subscribers in a single video, what is 4,000 watch hours? So a single video, in a single video, you can be able to get all the requirements you need to qualify for the YouTube Partnership Program. Those videos are not just going viral. Those videos are trend. Like, they are making huge of trend, and it means that they are literally in over 1 million, millions of people's dashboard. I believe you have seen a couple of channels that make videos that has thousands and millions of views. So those videos are not just made out of the blues. They are videos that are intentional. They are videos that are targeted, and they are simple. So it's not something that you even think is unachievable. It's something that you can be able to do. And guess what? Those things is what we are going to discuss today in this our class. There are steps to arrive at these results. There are steps to be able to get this attraction that you need. I call them packaging, and that is what we are basically going to discuss in our today's class. In case you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, or if you are watching in any other platform apart from YouTube, just click the follow button. Let's get into it. So there is 4 basic things that we're going to consider in this class today. I call them T2V2P. So basically, these 4 things count for 80 to 90% of the outcome of your content or outcome of each of your video, while the rest 10 to 20% comes from, let's say, your pocket. Sorry, it comes from the SEO, that's the search engine optimization, your content optimization, your channel, and other referral, maybe outside YouTube. So we always say first impression matters. The first contact that everybody makes with you, it matters a lot. So take for instance, if you are scrolling through, let's say, YouTube, we have 3 basic things that you are exposed to. There are 3 basic things that you see in each content, or maybe each channel, before you can check what the content is, or maybe watch the videos or any other thing. The first 3 things is the thumbnail, the title, and the description. That's the first 3 things. If you are able to optimize these 3 things, that's the thumbnail. The thumbnail is the cover page. I'll call it the cover page. In every book, every content, or everything has a cover page. The cover page is what actually gives you the impression of what the topic, or maybe the book, is all about, or maybe what the content is all about. Okay, so the first 3 things that you come in contact, or maybe that you have access to even before opening the content, is the thumbnail. Then from the thumbnail, you are going to see the title, and from the title you can be able to see the description. That's the first physical things that you have access to before you even check what the content is all about, or before you can even click to see the value discussed in the content. So I always say the first impression, or the first contact that everybody makes with your content or page, is your thumbnail, followed by the title, description, and finally, once they click, the first thing is your introduction. That is how you make your presentation. That is, your first 15 to 30 seconds determines whether they swipe or whether they stay. That is the first thing. That is the first impression. Remember, we said we have 4 basic things that we're going to talk about. The T2V2P. Okay, so your thumbnail forms the cover page for your content. That is your thumbnail is very important, and a lot of people does not know how to be able to take a very to maximize this opportunity. If you don't know how to design, or maybe you don't know how to be able to come about a thumbnail, you can hire a graphic designer, or it's something that you can do by yourself using any of the, maybe Canva, or using any of the designing website. It's very easy. You can, but I know that over time you are going to get better in your designs. So you should be able to come up with a thumbnail that is catchy, that is interesting, that is emotional, that is maybe surprise, or maybe something that is attractive, that will make people to actually stay or maybe click your video. That's the first click. That's the impression click through. Okay, so your thumbnail forms the cover page for your content. So it is the first contact the reader has with your content and should be treated with care. Ensure your thumbnail is built with curiosity, emotion, or solution. It is something that you actually have to take care of diligently. So the stage 2 is the title. The title states categorically what to expect from your content. It should be concise. Don't say too much, don't go into detail. Do not state too detail in your title, but make it be curious or surprise or come with emotion. It should be something that should present maybe a problem and the solution. So your title should go a bit deeper than your thumbnail. Okay, your thumbnail is to actually make the person, wow, what's been discussed in this, let me actually check out. The next thing the person is going to look at is your title. Then how did you optimize your title? There's a way you can be able to optimize your title, that it should be searchable. That is one of the strategies that big content creators use. They make their title searchable, so that when they search it on Google, and Google and YouTube is one of the best used. Google is the highest used social platform search engine, and YouTube is one of the highest used platform, especially in content and in learning and AI trainings and whatever. So if you make it searchable, once they search something that is related to your content, Google is actually going to make your video to pop up, and once they click it, it is automatically going to attract a new person, to a new subscriber, or maybe a new watcher, or a new view to your channel. So you should be able to optimize your content, or maybe your title, to be searchable. Then you see, title states categorically what to expect in your content, just like the title of every book or magazine. It is something that is very, very important. Description is very important. It's everything. You should be able to describe what your content is all about. You should be able to go in bits, maybe tell them what they are to expect. Maybe this video highlights, or maybe in this video I discuss so and so. You can as well put the link of other videos maybe you have discussed. You can as well, in fact, we'll have a lot to discuss in this class, but because of time, we're just going to cut them off. In your description, you should be able to link up other videos, maybe your playlist, or maybe your community, or maybe other videos that you have discussed, things that is related to the video you are discussing right now. So, and if the value that you are sharing is very important, I know your viewers is definitely going to click those other videos that you have linked in your channel through your description, and they are going to stay watch them. So once they watch this, they are going to watch more, 2, 3, 4, and they are going to spend hours discussing, or maybe watching your videos, maybe communicating and asking questions. Okay, that is engagement. Then the 15 to 30 seconds of your video is very important. It is very, very important. It is what actually determines whether they are going to stay or they are going to swipe. That is your introduction. Leave all this, hello, welcome to my channel, how are you doing, my name is this. You have wasted that time, and people's listening, or maybe watching capacity has actually decreased. People are no longer patient in watching you, waiting for you to pass through your introduction. No, what they want is go straight to the point. We're going to discuss, hello, we're going to discuss this, we're going to discuss this, or in this today's class, this is what we're going to give them the expectations, okay, what they want to hear, and it is going to be one of the tagging things that is actually going to make them to stay in your channel. Okay, then lastly, okay, before I say that, say the 15 to 30 seconds of your video is very important. Remove the routine welcome notes, avoid wastage. Your introduction should be clear, concise, and direct to point. It should be direct to the point. And lastly, the value, volume, and the presentation pattern forms another segment in your content success. Okay, the value that you are sharing, remember, the first thing is to actually make them click. The first thing is to actually attract them, then make the person look at what you want to do, look at your content, look at your thumbnail, look at your description, and then the person will now click. Remember, it is one thing to create content that you like, and also to create content that people actually want to watch. You should create content that is valuable. Okay, content that is necessary, that is needed by the masses, or that is needed by your audience. If it is not valuable, if the person just click it for the first 15 seconds, it's going to swipe. So your value is as well what that is going to determine whether they are going to stay. The volume and the value that you share in your content is very important. Try as much as possible to optimize you using like interesting values. The gears that you are going to use is not really necessary. Some people does not, they use faceless channel where you don't have to show your face. If you don't have camera, you can just make your voiceover, maybe do your recordings, type and set and do your voiceover, and you are good to go. In case you don't have good camera, so you can literally start with anything. Okay, so ensure that your value is clear, concise, and precise, direct to the point. Give them what they want to hear, give them interesting value that will actually make them create solutions to your audience problem. It is very, very important. Always share valuable content. Start with curiosity, surprise, emotions, problems, and solution. It is only this that is actually going to keep your viewers watching. So, and also develop your unique pattern of presentation. That's the P. That is the presentation pattern. Is very important. You can come up with your own unique way, my own unique way, any other person's unique way, and also remember to stay like an artist that is a pro. You can be able to come up with different ideas, see how this person is doing his own presentation, as far as the niche is related to yours. Even if it is not related to yours, just find a way you can be able to merge these things together, and you will have your own unique way of making your presentation. So always make your presentation or discussion or lecture very unique, different from every other person. Some people can just stick watching to you just the way you used to. I used to watch Don as I say, hello. The way he used to make his introduction is very unique. So that is what we call presentation pattern. Always have your own presentation pattern. Always communicate your information with a distinct approach, a special approach. And finally, maintain accuracy to retain your audience to be considerable extent in your video or content. So always make your content to be very, very important and valuable. Always remember, you are not a one-man island. You are not. So you can be able to collaborate, you can be able to watch others, see how they are doing their things, other people in your niche, or maybe in your close niche, or maybe in your interested area. You can see how they do things and stay like an artist. I've said this earlier. So always remember, you are not a one-man island. Always look out to other creators in your niche and check out how they are making their own presence. Look out for their thumbnail, title, description, and first 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, then try to readjust appropriately. If you have not subscribed, please do. So this video would have been lengthy, but we still have plenty of other things to discuss. So subscribe and be part of the community so that when we create videos like this, you'll be among the first person to be notified. Have a nice day. Bye.